Okay, good morning. Now we're going to continue our series of what makes a difference for TOEFL. And this is going to be really what makes a difference for your life in general. Now, I mentioned in the last video the importance of having a goal, ideal, vision for your life and daring to imagine where you want to be in a future. Okay. Now, there's a great story that I want to share with you this morning called, it's probably hard to see there, but it's called Stone Soup. It's by an author named Marcia Brown, and it illustrates perfectly as an allegory or metaphor what I said the other video, where I mentioned that it's your attitude, it's your desire to have a new future for your life that really sets up the following events. Okay, so where you've got your attitude, okay, that leads the way, and then your life over here gradually catches up. Now, here's the problem. A lot of us have been trained to believe and to live our lives as though our own thoughts make no difference. That somehow our own thoughts, our own imaginings are not real. Yeah, we carry on with our lives as if what I say to myself, the thoughts that I think habitually, the images that I hold in my mind most often make no difference. Now, this story is a great way of explaining the truth of the matter, okay? So in case you're not sure about it, 3 soldiers are coming back from the wars and they're traveling through France and they're very hungry, very tired, and they come across a town of villagers and they go around to each house asking whether or not you can spare some food. Oh, can you spare some food? We're 3 hungry soldiers, maybe some lodging for the night. And every single person says, no, I don't have anything. It's been a bad year. We can't spare anything. Now, the soldiers, instead of just giving up and going back, they decided to make some stone soup. So they get out a great big bowl, a great big kettle, and into the kettle, they say, let's get some great big stones and let's put them into the water. So they have some water stones, they've got a fire going, and they're just standing there now around this great big container, heating up the water with the stones in it. And after a while, the villagers, out of curiosity, end up looking at them and saying, well, what are you doing? Well, we're making stone soup. It's going to be awesome. Well, that's it? Just stones? Well, wouldn't it be nice with some salt? Maybe it would be better with a few potatoes and carrots. And so every person eventually in the village realizes that they have something to contribute. They go back home and say, I have some carrots. And another person goes back and says, well, I have a few pieces of beef I could put in there. And eventually the whole village comes in and creates this amazing meal, and they have a great feast. Okay. So the moral of the story is that without those stones in the very beginning, nothing else would have happened, you see. Now, those stones represent your thoughts, your imaginings, your goal that you have set for yourself that you're holding in your mind. Keep in mind, the stones were no less real than any other part of the recipe. The stones were just as real as the carrots and the beef and the salt and whatnot. Okay? Now, the big difference, of course, is that the stones themselves, by themselves, didn't really result in any tangible, immediate value. Okay, so the soldiers, after putting the stones in, they're not going to say, well, okay, time to eat. We've got our soup, it's finished. Of course not, okay? That's what happens with your thoughts as well. When you have a new thought and you have a new direction for your life, at first, you're not getting any tangible results. Nothing shows up right away, instantly. We don't live in an instant universe where you just snap your fingers and boom, there it is. So what you need to do is be willing to recognize that your thoughts are, in fact, just as real as any other part of reality, like the phone that I'm holding, my sunglasses, the hair on my head, okay? My thoughts that I hold in my mind are just as real as everything else, and they make a difference. Remember, without the stones, nothing else would have happened. Likewise, without your new attitude and your new direction that you choose for yourself, nothing else is going to happen. Nothing else is going to change. Your life won't evolve in a new direction until you set it up first with your attitude. I do strongly recommend you look at this book, Stone Soup by Marcia Brown. I'll put a link in the description for you in case you want to check it out.